The information discussed in this PILCast episode are merely opinions and do not constitute formal policy or legal guidance of any kind.
Hello, and welcome to another PILCast episode, the series where we discuss federal procurement innovation topics in 10 minutes or less. We guarantee it. I'm Monica Taylor, and I'm a coach with the Department of Homeland Security Procurement Innovation Lab, also known as the PIL. We have a very special guest today, Doreen Robinson, Branch Chief of the Acquisition Support Branch with the Department of Health and Human Services, Food and Drug Administration. Doreen, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you, and thank you for inviting me to this PILCast.
All right, so we have this special guest, and in this episode, you're going to hear how Doreen's team used innovative procurement techniques toward a high visibility requirement for FDA's Food and Drug Administration Adverse Event Reporting System, also known as FERS, this data management program requirement. Now, you're going to hear how some of Doreen's favorite innovative techniques used during the project, maybe some lessons learned, and you're going to hear some ways how you can improve upon your next requirement. Now, Doreen, can you tell us a little bit about what you were buying and share some of your acquisition strategy for the requirement?
Sure, absolutely. So the FDA has what we call the FAIRS, and that stands for FDA's Adverse Event Reporting System Data Management Program. And it is a program where we monitor and track the incoming reports, the adverse event reports that come in from the public. And so we manage this database to ensure that it's running properly and smoothly. And we are now entering into our probably 10th year in this program. And we had a recompetition to support the continued effort.
All right. So that's really interesting. That's serving the public. Tell us a little bit about your acquisition strategy.
So we use the advisory down select strategy using the rated most highly, the not among the most highly approach with the intent to provide no more than 3 offerors with an advisory notification to proceed. Now, this strategy significantly reduced the time, where in the past, it normally took us about 3 months to get through the evaluation phase. It took weeks, so it significantly reduced the time. We had about 11 offerors in phase 1 using the demonstrated prior experience approach. And then we had 2 vendors proceed to phase 2, where we had both oral and written evaluation criteria, technical, past performance, and price.
Okay, so you use demonstrated prior experience in that phase 1. We're able to go from many offers to fewer offers in phase 2, where you had the orals and price submission. Now, were there any other techniques that you were excited about using? You used that down select. Anything else that you're really like, oh, I enjoyed using this one?
Yes, absolutely. We were just super excited about the on-the-spot consensus evaluation. When we read about that in the workbook, it just really intrigued us, and we were excited to get started with using that approach. Our PAG evaluation team, Saranjan, John, Doug, and Tong, along with myself, who facilitated the process, we met in person in a conference room, and what normally took weeks to do with those initial evaluation worksheets and the final evaluation worksheets, we were able to just, dispel all that and able to just come together as a team to complete our evaluations and consensus evaluation report in just one full day. We also had the support of our senior leadership, Katrina and Lisi, along the way to brief them and get through this process as well. So it was a team approach.
I love that. Team approach, support from leadership, really important things, being able to streamline the time, right?
Yes.
Do you think that the on-the-spot consensus technique is something that other teams should try? Should they consider using it? How can teams best use the technique?
Absolutely. It's the number one thing for us to condense and reduce the time. No more tedious evaluation worksheets and the back and forth. It just brings you into a new way of doing business. It creates that synergy amongst the team, the transparency and consistency throughout the evaluation team. And I just embrace this this new process. I just, didn't know anything about it before. Can't workbook, looked at all the testimonials, the PIL yearbook successes. And I was, I guess the number one thing that really intrigued me was the not protested, denied, and dismissed results, that data. It just kind of sealed the deal that it works. It is effective, and people should be using it. I took advantage of the PIL coaching sprint sessions and was able to in turn train the technical team and facilitate the evaluation process successfully from beginning to end. So it really works.
Nice. I'm really glad to hear that. Now, were there any other techniques? So we talked about on-the-spot consensus, the advisory down select. Were there any other techniques that you felt really helped the evaluation team?
Yeah, so oral presentations, that's a technique that it's not a new technique. It's been around for quite some time in federal government. However, the approach that the PIL had just again, it significantly reduced the paperwork, and it fostered a dialogue between the offerors and the federal government as we use the Q&A approach. Everything was organized, planned, and communicated in the solicitation. We were very transparent with the offerors, with the interested parties, where they could actually see our schedules, what we were doing with the oral presentation process in preparation for oral presentations. Also, the confidence ratings, it reduced the number of the adjectival ratings that we historically have used in the past. And it just created less subjective ratings and evaluation, which is important, so that the vendor community knows that, how we are evaluating their proposals. And it also allowed us to take advantage of the sprint and jam sessions, where we received, ongoing coaching and support and, ad hoc, whether it was planned. You all were there to support us throughout this process. So we really gained a lot as a result of using these techniques.
All right. I love that you talked about oral presentations, confidence ratings. All of these things are some of my favorite techniques as well. Now, any last recommendations to teams who are maybe using some of these innovations for the first time?
I would say just go for it. Don't hesitate, learn as you go. Embrace the idea, the new concept. It has been tested and tried, as you can see the successes in the PIL yearbook, and it really works. And it's just like, again, it streamlines everything. It's a breath of fresh air. You feel that, you have accomplished something, in a streamlined fashion. And so I would just say, go for it. Don't hesitate. It's a great experience.
All right. So thank you for sharing your story, Doreen. So glad to have you on today's PILCast.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. All right, so let us know in the chat if you've tried any of the innovative techniques that Doreen mentioned today in the PILCast. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode. If you have a particular topic you'd like to hear us discuss, don't forget to let us know in the comments. Please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification button so you get all of our latest updates. We'll see you on our next PILCast episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.